Okay, so we are live. Great. Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, CoopCongo members, members of the Congolese community, Mr. James and the team. We appreciate your time. Soyez les bienvenus. Oh, it's Mr. Player. Gary Player? No, Blake Player. OK, welcome. Soyez les bienvenus à cette session de CoopCongo où nous allons encore partager. Aujourd'hui, c'est 1h30 compte tenu du sujet. So today it will be 1.5 hours. We say from 5 to 6:30 instead of 6, because we anticipate that we may have more questions than the normal. So we will go with our usual quick introduction, which is that CoopCongo is the financial cooperative for the people of Congo in Southern Africa and the world. And we want to be that bank platform for the Congolese people. We will go today through our short introduction. Mr. Miti and team, I think Mr. Player together, they will lead us into today's presentation, which has to do with cryptocurrency. Donc aujourd'hui, nous aurons Monsieur Miti avec Monsieur Player, son collègue, qui vont nous accompagner dans la réflexion sur la crypto-monnaie. Après cela, nous aurons des questions. Nous sommes toujours dans la phase normative, still the norming, avec la Banque centrale, et nous sommes la future banque des Congolais en Afrique du Sud. Et nous avons toujours 210 membres. Il faut dire que nous attendons que les membres de CoopCongo aient de l'énergie pour appeler leurs membres, des familles, les frères et sœurs et les amis pour nous joindre. Mais nous allons recommencer avec le marketing encore dans quelques temps. Alors, notre goal, c'est 2 millions de parts à vendre. Nous avons déjà vendu auprès des réservés plus de 1 million, donc il y a encore quelques 900 000. So we still have around 900,000 shares. But believe you me, as soon as that time comes, we will be short of shares very soon. Nos produits sont les produits d'épargne et produits de crédit et les produits communautaires, où nous aurons chacun obligatoirement aura un compte saving. Ça, c'est obligatoire. Et nous aurons des check accounts fixed et nous aurons aussi des crédits à court terme ou à long terme. Et nous avons des produits communautaires, les funeral assistance, c'est les CoopCongo Communities Funeral Assistance Scheme, which we are starting 1st of September as well. Donc, nous commençons avec ces produits qui ont été déjà approuvés à l'Assemblée générale. Et maintenant, on a eu une permission tacite de la Banque centrale, donc on va commencer. Some updates on the continuous education of members and directors. Members, like this session is part of the education that we do for our members of the community. And we will continue doing so. For directors, we just need to inform. Nous sommes très contents. We are very happy to have been sponsored by the South African Reserve Bank agency, which is the CBDA. They paid for our 3 directors to be enrolled in a 6-month certificate on cooperative management. Donc, nous avons 3 directeurs de la coopérative qui font maintenant un cours à University of Johannesburg pour le compte de notre coopérative payé par la Banque centrale. C'est vraiment quelque chose de bon. Donc, ils vont nous aider à gérer la coopérative. Okay. Now, we requested that members should be on Quora so that we can have access to our information. For now, pour le moment, le Quora ne semble pas avoir beaucoup d'informations, mais nous voulons que les membres puissent déjà s'habituer parce que d'ici là, quand il y aura beaucoup d'informations, on aura très peu de problèmes pour guider nos membres qui auront déjà leur accès et l'habitude de Quora. Alors, pour les parts, nous demandons que les membres, we are asking that members should pay finished payment of the shares. Nous demandons aux membres de finir le paiement des parts parce que ce sera lié aussi au système des prêts que nous allons commencer le 1er septembre. Et donc, the loans that we will start will be linked to a minimum payment of your mandatory shares, which is 240. So everyone who would like to apply for any loan, the emergency loan, which we're starting now, should have finished paying at least the mandatory shares. We also starting with the burial assistance. It's not an insurance. Donc, people have agreed on this last year. So we will share again the forms and the documentation on that so that, and the 28th of September, we will just talk about the burial assistance scheme again, so that we started on 1st September. So it will be a refresher. Donc, le 28 août, nous allons encore avoir une session comme celle-ci sur les burial assistance, sur l'assistance funéraire, pour que nous puissions commencer le 1er septembre. There we go, James. Up to you with that very small subject of cryptocurrencies. Thank you again for the time, and we appreciate your assistance to the community. Thanks.
Of course, thank you very much for coming. Those who are here, thank you very much for having me over, for allowing me to come and speak along with my guest, Mr. Blake Player. He is the business development manager at one of the biggest crypto exchanges in Africa. We'll speak about exchanges a little bit later and the role that they play when it comes to buying and selling and storing cryptocurrency, because that's the first step to taking this journey on the blockchain. But again, thank you for having me. In terms of time, last time we learned that there were quite a lot of questions. So I've prepared very short slides today, and we're going to try and get through them as quickly as possible. I'm going to ask my guest, Blake, to jump in whenever he feels inspired to add something that might be relevant. But I think we do want to spend most of our time today just engaging with you and figuring out if you have any specific questions, because like you said, it's a small topic, cryptocurrency. Thanks, Blake.
Small topic, yes.
So would you like to translate today, or should I carry on in English alone? How will we do this?
No. OK. Le sujet est très intéressant. Donc, aujourd'hui, James va présenter, mais il a un collègue à lui qui travaille aussi sur au stock exchange, à la bourse, sur la crypto-monnaie qui s'appelle Black Player. Soyez les bienvenus, Black. Welcome, Black.
Great. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, James. And well, I'm really, really happy to be here and to speak with you today. Looking forward to the conversation.
Great. Let us begin with these slides. Then I'm going to try and present my screen. I hope that's good. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, good now.
There we go. As fast as a crypto transaction. All right. So last week, 2 weeks ago, those who are here would know that we started by speaking about the blockchain and the blockchain technology, the various places where we can use blockchain technology, and also the specific cryptocurrency that made the blockchain very famous. So now we're going to speak about one of the technologies that has arisen from blockchain, and I would say probably one of the most impactful at the moment. And this is the ledger record keeping system. So whereas normal currencies rely on third parties or authorities to keep a record of ownership of assets, cryptocurrencies take the third party out of the mix, and all of the record keeping is automatic. So the dictionary definition of a cryptocurrency would be a digital currency in which transactions are verified and records are maintained by a decentralized system. A couple of concepts that we spoke about last time, what decentralized actually means, and the importance of record keeping that we can all agree on. And this is basically the money system today, but just that it has been digitized. So the decentralized system uses cryptography, that would be the blockchain technology, rather than a centralized authority that might be like a notary, a lawyer, or a bank, or any institution to verify the records that are kept. So with this simple concept, there are so many cryptocurrencies that have come out. I think a lot of us know the big ones, like Bitcoin, for example, and Ethereum, which is the first altcoin, as they call it, because it is not Bitcoin. All other coins are alternative coins to Bitcoin. But hopefully after this session, we'll know about a lot more cryptocurrencies than just those two. I'm going to pause right there, just in case there's anything that you would like to translate out of what I've said.
Yeah, thank you. Donc, dans l'arsenal des crypto-monnaies, c'est basé sur la technologie de la chaîne de blocs que nous avons eu il y a 2 semaines, où tout est décentralisé dans un système de cartographie, et au lieu que ça soit centralisé comme dans la banque. Donc, le système permet aux gens de faire des transactions avec, avec une certaine vitesse, mais aussi avec une certaine référence qui est réservée à la transaction que nous sommes en train de faire. OK, thanks.
Thank you.
James, if I could
yes,
say one or two things on this one. So
please.
Maybe a cool way to, or a different way to describe it rather than using technical terms is basically what cryptocurrency is, and what it's allowed us to do is to interact in a peer-to-peer way with digital money in a way that was never possible before without an intermediary. So basically without having to trust one or several people in the middle of a transaction for two people to transact value between each other when they're not physically next to each other wasn't possible before cryptocurrencies in any sort of large sense, other than by potentially sort of moving physical gold or other things. You couldn't really transact with each other, across space. And what Bitcoin did, and when that came out, it allowed us to send value in a very similar way, and without any intermediaries, with the same ease that we send emails or other forms of information. So it's an extremely powerful invention, and something that is going to change the way that we transact for the rest of at least the next era of financial services. And I guess that's why we're all really excited about it.
OK, donc la crypto-monnaie a maintenant changé la manière dont on fait les transactions parce que c'est d'une personne à l'autre directement sans intermédiaire et on pense que cela ira pour beaucoup d'années. Merci.
That was some good insight. Thank you very much, Blake. And I suppose none of this would have been possible if it weren't for the internet. The internet has changed so many things. It's changed the way we do money as well. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about the next slide, Blake. So one of the questions that Eric did pose when he asked me to come and speak was just to speak about the different types of cryptocurrencies. I don't know exactly how many are on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is a website that keeps a list of cryptocurrencies and their historical price value as well. I'm not sure how many are on that website right now, but they surely are in excess of 5,000. So it would be impossible to speak about all of them and what each of them aims to do. But there are various ways that we can sort of segment them, maybe depending on what kind of blockchain they use or what is their purpose. I've chosen to segment it on their purpose in terms of the slide, but just understand that there are many different ways to segment and categorize and describe cryptocurrencies that do similar things. I think Blake definitely has some opinions on that one. You should let me know how you feel about it at the end of this slide. So I've segmented it between transactional cryptocurrencies that are like traditional fiat currencies used for paying for goods or services, or just moving value across from one person to another. Examples of these are Bitcoin, which we have had a practical example last week, 2 weeks ago, when my PA was paid via a QR code in the session. An interesting fact about that is that she did not have her private keys or know her private keys when I sent the cryptocurrency to her. So that money that I had actually sent to her is lost for good. And we've basically contributed to the scarcity of Bitcoin because there will only ever be 21 million. And that money that I sent her is gone. So you can thank me if any of you are invested in Bitcoin and the price has gone up. But that is one of the drawbacks of having the entire security of your value in your own hands, is what happens if cash in a bank burns. All of us feel secure enough to know that the bank can kind of reassign the money back to us, or that the cash won't burn in the first place. But if all of your money is on your computer at home and your house burns down, then all of that money is lost as well. So because of this, there have been numerous companies and developments that have come out to try and make Bitcoin a little bit less technical, more simple, so that a person can have the security of peer-to-peer transactions, but not necessarily need to take care of the entire security process, where they store it, how they store it, and how it moves. So transactional coins used for buying and selling. Fun fact, if you Google the official currency of El Salvador, Google will report to you that the official currency of El Salvador is Bitcoin, because you can buy a McDonald's burger with Bitcoin in El Salvador. You can pay your electricity bills, you can pay your taxes, and also buy property. So I don't think we need to delve too deep into comparing cryptocurrencies to real currencies, which is usually what we do here, to validate that cryptocurrency is a real currency with all of the features of money, fungibility, transferability, inability to replicate it, scarcity, and all of those things. They exist here, and we're kind of beyond that. So then we have platform cryptocurrencies. These are the ones in the middle, and I spoke about Ethereum previously. But before we move on, I just want to give an opportunity to translate and also for Blake to jump in there if he has anything to say, and then we'll move on to the other types of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, thanks. Donc, il y a beaucoup de crypto-monnaies sur le marché. Il y a le website qui présente une liste des crypto-monnaies et qui suit leur évolution depuis les débuts. Mais pour une certaine compréhension, James a listé selon qui les crypto-monnaies font les transactions, ou bien ce sont des plateformes d'interchange, ou bien ça aide comme des utilitaires. Donc, il y a plus de 5